A lot of you think I'm too critical of Brock Purdy. And maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I have been snarky about him, but I've been snarky about every player on the 49ers. You know, with Brock, I've talked about his dinks, his dunks. I've called his passes ducks. I've used a lot of four-letter words that start with D and end with K when talking about Brock's passes. Not the one you're thinking about, but a lot of them. And maybe that's not fair. But what I do want to say, regardless of how I talk about Brock Purdy, one thing that's undeniable, one thing that's clear, is that I really enjoy watching Brock Purdy play quarterback, as opposed to the 49ers' previous starting quarterback, who shall not be named. I was so tired of watching that guy do the same thing every week. And what's funny about Brock is he kind of does the same thing every week too. 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I like the way he goes about his 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, yes, he has clear limitations. He might be the most limited physically quarterback in the league in terms of arm strength. But the way that he goes about overcoming those limitations is kind of thrilling. And I think there are a few qualities that Brock Purdy has in spades that makes him really endearing. It's confidence, proficiency in the system, and creativity. Like, how does 23-year-old Brock Purdy, 6 feet, 200 whatever pounds, 7th round pick, how does he have this much confidence? I mean, on the field, in the press conferences, how many quarterbacks really exude more confidence in the NFL right now than Brock Purdy? Like Patrick Mahomes, and like Purdy carries himself with more confidence than Justin Herbert does. He carries himself with more confidence than maybe even Jalen Hurts. Like, he carries himself with the kind of swagger that Joe Burrow carries himself with. And everyone wants their quarterback to act like that. Also, the proficiency in the system. Doesn't it feel like Brock Purdy, who's been on the Niners for like a year and a half tops, not even a year and a half, has a better mastery of the system than Jimmy Garoppolo ever had? Doesn't it feel that way? Like, he has a better sense of where the second, third, fourth receivers are. He just knows the offense better. I get that feeling. He's a 23-year-old who's mastered this system in ways that only, I don't know, from a mental aspect, only Matt Ryan has with Kyle Shanahan. And then his creativity. Like, he does a great job of getting the ball out of his hands and getting it to his playmakers and being a point guard. But when something's not open, he is more than willing to hold the ball. That's where his confidence comes in. And I think he doesn't seem scared at all. He finds really creative, interesting new ways to make plays. Like, so he'll do 1 or 2 plays a game where you're like, I've never seen him do that. And I'm not sure he's done that before. Like the one in the last game where he spun to his left, stopped, threw back to Debo. That was new. He had some scrambles that seemed new. It seems like he really has fun. He's enjoying himself. Like, these are all qualities you love from a quarterback. So will he win a Super Bowl? Will his limitations ultimately be too much? I don't know, but that's part of what makes his story so intriguing. You got this guy who doesn't have all the tools in the world, and yet he's making it look easy. Like, that's the thing. He got hurt in the one game and came back, and at least in this game, I mean, maybe he had lost a little bit of arm strength, a little bit, but it's remarkable that he could just eviscerate the Steelers, even with a little bit less arm strength, 6 months after a surgery. So I really admire Brock Purdy. I enjoy watching him. Do I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league? I don't know. I asked Niner fans where they would rank Brock Purdy. Is he better than Josh Allen? They said yes. Is he better than Dak Prescott? They said yes. The only quarterbacks that Niner fans will acknowledge are better than Brock Purdy right now are Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, and Trevor Lawrence. Which means, to Niner fans, Brock Purdy's the 7th best quarterback in the league after 9 starts, which is great. Maybe he is. Just want to point out that Jimmy Garoppolo started his career 16-2. So I'm going to continue to express my questions about Brock Purdy, but at the same time, I'm going to really enjoy the Brock Purdy experience, because how could you freaking not?